So, as a consultant, what would your advice be to those who wish to get into consulting? General piece of
Got
advice.
it. So those who are a few years away from the consulting journey, they should start with building their profile, and at the same time building a very fundamental framework oriented thinking. Your common sense should be at the roof. And I think I mean, the best way to get into consulting is to think like a 10-year-old. When you're 10 years old, you don't complicate things. You just take things very simply. You take things for what they are. You see what's there in front of you and make sense out of that. You don't try to overthink or think beyond anything. I think in consulting, it's very important to see what's there in front of you and not complicate things. For example, profits is equal to revenue minus costs. That cannot be changed. That's always going to be true. And that's how you start when any profitability problem. So yeah, think like a 10-year-old and develop your profile from day one. That's one piece of advice that I would give to every consultant aspirant. Secondly, be engaging. As I said, there's something called the airport test in consulting. They test whether if you're left with a client on the airport, would you be able to engage with them or not? Be very active, be open, and even if you're an introvert, for example, I'm an introvert, even if you are an introvert, just be active, have a conversation, read about stuff. I think reading really helps and build a perspective on things. I think that's one general piece of advice. I think to sum it all up, think like a 10-year-old.